Hello, hello, hello to all of my Aquariuses. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a special reading on today. I hope you all are having a good day, Aquarius. I know you are. All right, what do we know about our Aquarius besides the fact that Aquariuses are air signs, right? And they're fixed signs. Aquariuses are assertive, very independent, very progressive, very analytical, very original and inventive, has strong dislikes and firm opinions. So your most likable trait, Aquarius, is your friendliness, right? Your opposite sign, your polar sign is your polar opposite, or your polarity is the Leo. If you want to learn more about why, because Leos are also fixed signs too, please contact me at 202-460-3205. Whether you're in the United States or outside of the United States, you can contact me. If you are outside of the United States, please use country code number 202-460-3205, and it's 50% off personal reading. So let's get into your reading, okay, Aquarius? Let's go. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my Aquariuses as it relates to all areas of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, also in areas of money and wealth, also in areas of spirituality and where they need to take action, also in areas of creativity and emotions. What information do we have for my Aquariuses? Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Aquarius. Okay, by the way, just in case some of you all are interested in knowing, these are the Light Seers Tarot cards, just in case you're interested in knowing. I love this beautiful deck. All right, so let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go for my Aquarius. Let's go. So, Aquarius, your ruling planet is retrograde right now. Yours and Capricorn's ruling planet is retrograde right now, in case you did not know that. So your ruling planet, one of your ruling planets, Aquarius, is Saturn, right? So Saturn is it really governs responsibility and symbolizes the ethic of hard work, right? So a lot of you all are very, very hard workers, just like the Capricorns are. Let's see what we have. The Strength card and the Moon card, right? Strength and the Moon card. The Moon card is attached to the Pisces. The Strength card is attached to the Leo. So your inner strength, dealing with somebody who is not being, not full disclosure. Someone who is kind of a tricky love affair kind of situation going on here with this Moon card. But you're using your strength. You're being strong, at this. And you're also standing your ground, right? This is the Nine of Wands. This is about you standing your ground, right? So what's interesting about the Nine of Wands card is not only are you standing your ground, you're also, you are coming in for the last stretch, right? You've been persevering, whatever's been challenging you lately, are you feeling like, okay, you had to persevere, all of that's coming to an end, right? It's coming to an end. Matter of fact, your planet is retrograde until September 29th. So a lot of things are kind of sort of coming to an end. And so while your planet is retrograde, that was really a good time for you to revisit relationships, work on long-term goals and responsibilities and duties. It's also a time to restructure the way you manifest your reality and find a new attitude towards any obstacles, right? So you're coming in for the last stretch, right? So you're wiser now. You persevered. You've been very strong. And like I said, very strong, the strength. But right here, this Moon card is attached to the Pisces. This is letting me know that there was kind of a tricky love affair there. There was somebody that was holding on to some secrets. Also, this is letting me know that you'll be celebrating very, very soon. You could be celebrating with somebody who has this is Cups energy. Somebody who has Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in their chart, that you'll be celebrating, just overcoming all of this very soon. What's interesting, this is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is about you just basically protecting yourself. You're being guarded, could have some repressed feelings or emotions, but this is about, you just like, I need to stay focused. So let me cover my eyes. I'm not going to be tempted by this tricky thing anymore. I'm just staying focused at this point, right? So this is about you standing still. This is, again, about repressed emotions. This is like, I need to move forward. The Ten of Swords, this is about you now being enlightened because you felt like you were betrayed, stabbed in the back, thrown under the bus. And this is about you feeling also it's not only that, but it also means enlightening about this is a turning point in your life, right? A turning point, which is wonderful. That's a turning point in your life. So let's go back to the moon card for just a second, because I know a lot of times people want to know like what's going on. We're at the moon card. This is about your intuition. Like I said, really trusting your intuition and being strong. When these planets are retrograde, it causes people to pause and really go back sometimes and think about, exes and things like this. But this really represents a tricky love affair. And the moon card really is attached to the Pisces, right? And so you had to be strong. You had to tap into your inner lion or lioness and use your strength. That's that fire energy, right? You had to tap into that fire in your belly and say, okay. Now what's interesting about like tapping into that lion energy, that fire energy, is this is about you taking your personal power and your identity back, right? Because to some degree, this person was attached to your personal power and your identity, right? And so it just kind of sort of this tricky love affair with you, and like I said, somebody holding on to some secrets and whatever else is going on. It's just kind of tricky for you, but you stand in your ground, and you had this enlightening moment. You're coming in for the home stretch. You'll be celebrating soon, so don't forget, you will be celebrating soon. And like I said, that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. Like I said, your planet is retrograde right now. But what's interesting is that Pisces planet is retrograde right now. So Pisces planet is ruling planet is Neptune and Mars, right? So Neptune is that governs your imagination. It governs the capacity for compassion and unconditional love, psychic gifts, and also sensitivity. So that planet is retrograde until it's retrograde until November 29th. So here's the tricky piece to this, Aquarius. What's tricky to all of this is that, you're going to have to really, really stand your ground, because for you've already kind of made a decision. This is what you coming in for the home stretch, and then your ruling planet being retrograde right now. You may have in your mind revisited the old relationship, but for them, they're not completely over this situation. Okay. Somebody again has Pisces in their chart. This is clear. This is not Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The moon is attached to Pisces, right? You're going to have to use your inner strength to continue to persevere, to be strong, because you felt like you were betrayed in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's the Ten of Swords here. But this is also a period of enlightenment for you. So what I'm saying is a turning point for you. So what I'm saying to you is that you got to be really clear. So if you had a tricky love affair with a Pisces, like I said, what I'm seeing here in the cards, if you had a tricky love affair with the Pisces, that's somebody that you just want to feed with a long spoon, because they're not completely over you yet. They're not, because like I said, their planet being retrograde, retrograde just means things are moving at a slower pace, moving forward, but moving at a slower pace, right? And then also, not to mention their other planet, Mars, I'm sorry, not Mars. Their other planet, Jupiter, is also retrograde. Jupiter is retrograde until September 13th. Now, what's interesting about Jupiter being retrograde, because Jupiter is not only Pisces ruling planet. So Pisces actually has two ruling planets, Neptune and Jupiter. So Jupiter is really, really, it's a good time, for them to review their visions and ideals and belief systems in their lives, right? But it also governs, Jupiter governs expansion and what brings you joy and gratitude and wisdom and tolerance and honor, right? And so it's a lot of things that's happening with the Pisces right now, because both of their planets are retrograde right now. Jupiter is about to go direct. Jupiter is retrograde until September 13th, but Neptune is retrograde until November 29th. And remember, I said Neptune is about imagination, about compassion, unconditional love, psychic gifts, sensitivity. So expect the Pisces to be extra sensitive really until November 29th. So just want to give you a heads up, okay, Aquarius, for that. But you got, again, stand your ground. because things could seem like real tricky, like, you know, that they are in this mood of trying to get back with you or whatever the case may be. But you got to stand your ground, because for you, your decision is pretty clear, but sometimes it's kind of hard, you know, when you feel almost like you're being manipulated to some degree. This is the Chariot card. Chariot card is really about you having willpower and winning, right? You being victorious over this. This is the strength. You being victorious over this thing. Also, this Wheel of Fortune here. This is about karma being in your favor. This Wheel of Fortune, about karma being in your favor. So we're going to put this right here for just a second. And then we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is showing me that because the Pisces is like really, really extra sensitive right now. Their emotions are all over the place. Really just all over the place. They're crying, trying to figure things out. The Swords is attached to the Aquarius, the Gemini, and the Libra. But because it was a tricky thing, their emotions are all over the place. And look at this person kind of kneeled down crying. You know, not really being able to sleep well at night, borderline depression, just not in a good space for them, right? But again, you standing your ground and saying, you know, and what's interesting about this Aquarius is that for the Pisces, their sacral chakras are out of alignment, and the sacral chakras are attached to intimacy and emotions, right? And that's the center of the pelvis area for them, and that's why it's so tricky and it's harder for them than it is for you. But the tricky part too, for you being an Aquarius, and your chakra is the heart chakra, you know, this is about love and connection. So you deeply love this person. You know that you're connected to this person. And this is what makes all of this so freaking tricky. But that's why you have to stand strong. And so it's okay if you decide, you know, we can be friends. But even being friends, you cannot let on to this particular Pisces that is anything more than that, because again, both of their planets are retrograde right now, and you're not going to get any desired outcome that you're expecting if you don't stand your ground and you don't, you know, stand in your power, if that makes any sense to you, Aquarius, at all. Then we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about temptation. You could feel very, very tempted to go back to a situation. But if you already know up front that situation, there were some secrets being hidden. It was just a tricky kind of thing going on with this Moon card, the Pisces. Then, and that situation being very, very tricky, it could be tempting to go back, to be thinking about it, to call that person or whatever. But there's a reason why the relationship didn't work out in the first place, right? And so you gotta just stand firm. Sometimes people are just better off as being really, really good friends and talking every now and then, and just not being in a love situation, right? Then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is in that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This is you being a natural leader, a visionary, having an entrepreneurial spirit, somebody who is very powerful, somebody who's very bold, inspiring, and also dramatic, right, in a good way, right? So this is the King of Wands. This is you. And then we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands really represents, you know, confidence, like having like a childlike exuberance. And a lot of it is attributed to the fact that your planet is about to go station direct. So it's no more slowing down of emotions or anything like that. This is really, really about, like I said, Saturn going direct. And you only have a week or two. It's retrograde right now until September 29th. And again, you know, this is about, you know, when it's retrograde, you could have been thinking about, you know, revisiting your relationship with the Pisces. But when it goes station direct, you'll be crystal clear on what's happening, right? And this decisions that you want to make. So again, this is not necessarily about, this is about your willpower, but this is not necessarily about cutting people off, at the knees. It just severing ties, right? Like I said, it's a tricky love affair. You love that person, you're somehow the kind of connection with that person. For some of you, for them, it's really in the intimacy and the sexual part for them, right? They were just, so the love, the sex, that kind of connection, creating all this fire, between you all. But again, there was something that they weren't being completely honest about, and that's what makes it a tricky love affair for you all. But you've been standing your ground, and you're standing in your power. You've been using your strength, and you're going to be able to get through this successfully. Okay, let's pull an oracle card. Let's pull an oracle card for you. And like I said, this Pisces, it could be somewhere, Pisces, sun, moon, rising, Venus. It doesn't necessarily have to be their sun. Time. In time, it's going to fade to black. The feelings are going to fade to black. Those emotions are going to fade to black. And it's actually going to happen relatively quickly for you, the Aquarius. That number 5, 1 + 4 = 5. That means change is on the horizon. It's actually happening for you quickly. So 5 is really, really about being a pivotal point in your life, right? 5, the number 5 represents a pivotal point in your life. And so the number 5 is also, 1 + 4 is 5, right? So 5 just really being about a pivotal point in your life, right? And it's also attached to the letter W. And so the letter W is about you winning. It's really, really about you winning. It's about that willpower and winning and being victorious. That's what the 5 represents. It's a very pivotal point in your life, right? And so you're almost at the end of this. You got to really, really be real clear about what your next steps are and create those really healthy boundaries for yourself so that the Pisces doesn't overstep those boundaries. Because remember, I said both of their planets are retrograde, and so things are real tricky for them right now. And so you don't have to be sucked in by the trickiness. You can be real clear about the direction that you're going to take and just standing on that. But any kind of confusion is coming to an end very, very soon. Okay? That's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope you have a great day. Bye.